Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mystical Awakenings with Deb and Arjay DeRoos.
Howdy, everybody.
Right here on KGRA. Tonight, we are super excited. If anybody knows us, they know our guest tonight. And, I don't want to say a whole lot other than I'm really excited about this. We are really excited about this. We have some new things happening, and we'll find out. A lot of it will come out tonight.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to tell everybody?
Sure. I mean, she doesn't need an introduction, but I will.
She really does.
I will introduce her. Tonight we have a special guest, a special friend, and we're going to be talking about the transformation that is taking place with the Voices of Contact podcast that we do. And we will fill you in on what exciting changes are coming your way with the show, as well as new happenings that are coming in 2026. Mary Bassett is a respected regressionist, intuitive medium, lifelong experiencer whose work continues to open doors of understanding for people across the world. As a dedicated facilitator of past life and contact regressions, Mary's approach is both gentle and profoundly transformative, allowing clients to access memories, healing, and truths that awaken their deeper cosmic identity. She is best known as the co-host of the Voices of Contact, where her regression work provides the foundation for the show's powerful explorations into experiencer phenomenon. Mary's unique ability to guide individuals into the origins of their soul stories, whether ancestral, interdimensional, or extraterrestrial, has helped countless people find clarity, courage, and connection. She's deeply grounded, compassionate, and highly skilled. Mary brings both wisdom and authenticity. I can't say that word.
Authenticity.
Right. I have a few
That's
words.
why we're together.
There's a few words I can't say. That's one of them. To every session and every conversation. Her current work is expanding into creating the Ascension Con, DNA activation, starseed remembrance, and higher dimensional healing modalities supporting the collective awakening happening on the planet right now. Everybody welcome Miss Mary Bassett.
Woo-hoo. Yay.
And you guys made me sound good. Hi.
You are good. You are good.
Thank you.
You transformed into this, you tapped into your soul memories, and watching you bloom has been like the highlight for me this past few years, and mostly this year because it's been just wow.
Yeah, she's a flower in constant bloom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Well, first off, though, I have to say one of the reasons I've been able to grow is because of you two. You were well, if you wouldn't have been willing to give somebody you had no clue as to who they were one little chance, you gave me that chance and you kept pushing. Anytime I had a dumb idea, you said sure, and you ran with it. So it kind of goes half and half, right? You're only as good as your support. So I thank you guys for that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely bounce off each other as far as our growth and our ideas, which is working out very well. Thank you. And but like she said, it's a joy and a pleasure to see you really exploding into this field. So in all the fields,
like stripping off the spiritual bra and running with it.
Right. Right.
Well, I think everything's amping up for everybody. I think that's why the year 2025 was so huge, because it wasn't just me, going through a DNA activation and awakening. I was seeing it, and I was seeing the things I was experiencing in a lot of other people. The ascension's here. So everything's getting amped up, and that's one of the reasons why I talk, and we really wanted to shift the Voices of Contact in its direction. It's literally we're stepping out of the 3D and into the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
And just through all the work, it's realizing everything's connected and it's supernatural. It's not paranormal. It's not UFO. It's not cryptid. It's supernatural. And the faster we tune into that, the quicker we're going to get answers.
Right.
So,
and that 2025 was a 9-year, which is a transcending year. So everybody was transcending. Now we're going into a 1 year with all new stuff happening, all new beginnings. And so it's full speed ahead now. So,
and it sure is, isn't it? So
we can't make up numbers. So,
exactly.
Exactly.
In fact, I was thinking today, I was telling Arjay, not only did you come up with the sacred code, but you've really kind of made a world around it. You did the LLC, and you're doing the Ascension Con with it, and the shows with it, and everything is being transcended. And I think it's all in its own time, for sure. And the time is now. But it's also cool because of that whole number thing. And with him being a numerologist, I think, that really kind of helps me understand, the sacred code is really a lot of numbers as well. Right? So,
it is. Well, all of it is me just doing things that I've been told to do, being guided by spirit. So it's either they really like me or they know I'm just dumb enough to do whatever I'm told. Either or. But it just, the more I listen, the more everything falls into place. And that's really how you know it's right, because it just aligns. And the next thing comes after you do what you're told. It's just it's the way it works.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've talked about that. And it does seem to work well that way. I have always been one to just follow spirit. Like if I'm going to do public speaking or do a show or anything, I don't like to pre-plan. Because Deb's not that smart. I just I can't get on a stage and myself plan what I'm going to say, because then that interferes with what's supposed to be coming out of my mouth. And, we all know sometimes we'll be standing there speaking and things come out and you think, where in the hell did that come from? That's pretty cool.
Been there, done that.
Right, because it's not us, but allowing spirit to work through us is what gets us where we're at. So, so we've done the Voices of Contact for a few years now, right?
3 years. 3 years.
It's gone well. It's been a lot of fun, and we love it.
There's so much growth there.
It's been very informative too, and very eye-opening, because like we've talked about before, we've got people in separate walks of life experiencing the same thing. And that's pretty amazing. Telling the same stories about, and this, so that to me, tells me that there's definitely a connection here with the extraterrestrials and everything else.
Yeah,
there is. And just like that discovery of just about everything you're going to connect with is interdimensional in some shape or form. And that's the cool part about the sacred code, is we'll be able to tap more into the supernatural aspects, because the 1 week is just going to focus on a spiritual topic for the people who are interested in more spiritual topics. And then the second week will be a regression with the Voices of Contact panel. And the third week will be a special guest. And then the fourth week will be the same, another ascension type topic, or DNA activation, or things like that, with special guests who have opinions on that too. To really, there's so much out there. The more I read, the more rabbit holes I go down. But there's so many things, little tiny things that we go through every single day that are energetic and frequency wise, that are just second nature, that we don't even realize. But if we learn to tap into that, we can change, we can shift our patterns. And that's the kind of things we're going to be talking about, is how to shift your patterns yourself. No offense, Deb, because I'm dissing myself too. I want to show people that, like, you don't have to go get a reading.
Oh, I agree.
You can get your own answers. And, you know, and Deb, that's so why I love you. And it's why you guys are a part of the show, because you have that same opinion of giving people the information so they can heal themselves and realize that they are sovereign beings. They are I am, and they can get there themselves, maybe with a little support and guidance. But there's tools everybody can use to tap into the supernatural. You guys are great at doing it. And with everybody's little piece of light, we have our own little piece of energy to tap into that supernatural and wake it up for everybody. I'm just saying I'm ready. I'm ready for a different frequency, not 3D frequency. No fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I'm totally on board with that.
Yeah. And I heard yesterday, this gentleman, he's a remote viewer, plus he's in contact with Pleiadians. He has direct contact with them. He said that the Pleiadians didn't really want us to get to this point because they were really interested in us in the third dimension. They wanted to see how we act in the third dimension, but they can't stop it. So now they're shifting their gears. That's why we're seeing them more now, because they know we're going through this change of raising our vibrations and get into the higher dimensions, because our DNA is waking up and being activated. So, but in the past, I was surprised when he said that the Pleiadians really wanted to check us out in the third dimension, but that's not happening anymore.
No.
I mean, some people are still there, and some people don't even believe a word they say or care about it, but that's fine. You know, they're not there. So, and when I say they're not there, they're just, they're where they're supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
yeah, everybody's here on their own journey, and, you know, where they're at is where they are learning their lessons. We're all in different places at different times. That's just the way it is, and it's okay.
And you guys have heard about this new Earth. You know, there's two Earths, and the one's going to be ascending, and one's not. You know, I think that's what's really going to happen.
I think in a sense it does. I think it's vibrational wise. Sometimes I almost think it's symbolic, is the people who realize what ascension is and raise their vibration, they get to walk into their highest timeline they possibly could live on this planet, what they were meant to live, while others just stay stuck in misery. And who knows what that misery actually looks like. It could look like war, but the ones who have ascended they're not going to see that. It's going to be the reflection of the timeline that they've moved into.
And we have the ability to change the timeline whenever we want, or to make a timeline that we want. And we can do it together. And the more people, the more powerful it is, and the quicker you can get there.
Yeah, well, because there's 3 major shifts in a year where it's going to be the easiest for you to shift the timeline. One's in May, and that's why Miss Deb here is so spiritually intelligent that she plans events around that time, is because that's the greatest time that somebody's going to have that potential of awakening and opening up and evolving. The next time is August, and then the next time coming up is right now with like the 13 holy days. That starts on Christmas Eve and goes all the way up to January 6th. I didn't even know the 13 holy days was a thing. So it's messed with
I
my
need to
head.
learn more about that.
That's messed with my head for like the whole last week, because I was just sitting in meditation and I heard that male voice go, look up the 13 holy days. So I went on ChatGPT, and it was a thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it really is. So then I researched. I went online, and it's just very ancient traditions before Christianity, where they believed that the veil was the thinnest right before Christmas, and they didn't even consider it Christmas. It was just that's when the veil was the thinnest. Then they believed on those 12 12 to 13 days. The 13th day is like the overall of the year. But on those days, each day you specifically manifested for something for your upcoming year. It's just, but what blows my mind is I was seeing 13s everywhere. And then doing the class, I didn't realize it was on a 13. When we do our first live on the sacred code, what day is it? January 6th, the very last day of the 13 holy. You cannot make that SHI blank up. I'm just saying, because
no, you can't.
You have to trust the numbers, because I didn't see all that until I put everything into place. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. It's mind messing me. But numbers are everything. This is going to be a big year for everybody. A huge spiritual awakening.
Everybody that wants it and everybody that's willing to put the effort in.
So is it safe to say it starts on the solstice, 21st?
Well,
the Christmas Eve, basically.
Oh, okay.
But see, energetically, here's, for me, this was a mind blower connection. But energetically, if you think about it, this is an energetic ancient blueprint in all of our souls. Because what do we do collectively every single year right about this time? We start not liking this about ourselves. We start not liking this about ourselves. And then we do what? We create New Year resolutions that never work anyway. But energetically, our souls are trying to recreate that. We just don't understand what we're trying to recreate. So again, it's going back to, sacred code and stepping into the supernatural is, okay, so find out why your soul desires to create that and really create it with everything that you do. Some people have, weird obsessions with horses. Well, figure out why. Even if you don't work with horses, there's something there in your soul that's a blueprint that is going to be activated. Even if you don't ride horses, something about that life or that parallel universe is something you need. So it's the more we learn, the more we share, and everybody else as a collective will shift and tune in. Just like a big old radio station. Except for it's on TV.
Yeah, I see you're tuning right into it.
Or on YouTube.
It's, there's an infinite amount of channels you can tune into.
Right.
But to be aware that you can do it, that is the big thing.
It is.
Yep.
Right.
So,
and I think that's part of the shift is people becoming aware that, okay, it's time for this. It's time to awaken. It's time to remember.
what?
It's time to shift.
I have a say in what I do in my life.
Absolutely.
Well, I was never told that.
Sometimes.
I just went along with the
RJ
program.
by the horns. And just do it.
You're the Taurus now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the one with the horns.
You're the stubborn one.
Yeah.
You have horns too, young lady. So
I do.
you're an Aries, right?
I'm an Aries and a Taurus. It's like,
oh, that's great. Oh gosh.
Yeah, she's on the other side of the cup.
She's got 4 sets of horns in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends on the year if I'm an Aries or a Taurus.
Yeah.
Or the mood or the day.
So we want to get into the crux of the shows, how it's going to go, or do you want to?
Yeah, well, basically for that first week, it'll be an episode with Deb and I, and there might be a guest, there might not. It just kind of depends really what we're going to do the show on. The first one will be Ascension Oneness, which I think really is up. That's Deb. That's up Deb's alley. So she owns that one. And then the second week, we'll do the Voices of Contact panel with a regression. In the third week, Deb's got me coughing. Did you see that? She sent it to me. I see how it works. I got you. I'll see what I can get you to do from this end, okay?
Okay.
And then the third week for the first part of the year, we'll have one of the speakers on from Ascension Con, just to highlight Ascension Con about specifically what they do and what the whole point of it is. And then the fourth week will be a topic, and it won't be a guarantee. It'll be DNA activation, because we do DNA activations with people and record them. It'll be other Ascension topics, Bigfoot, cryptid, anything that's unusual or abnormal that we can possibly think that would be the strangest thing to talk about. We are going to try to talk about it.
Right.
That's, the things that people normally wouldn't want you to talk about.
Well,
So, going a little bit
Except
deeper.
our
I
people.
don't know those people.
The people that I see that are listening tonight, I think would love.
They
for-
are going to love it.
They are.
Yeah.
And I'm also excited, and I think our listeners will be as well, Mary, that we've done Voices of Contact for quite a while, pre-recorded. We've
Mhm.
always pre-recorded the shows. And it's been kind of nice because then we can be in the chat with people and talk about the show with them. But I think that going live at this point is, for me, exciting, because then we get that in the moment feel with everybody, and they get it with us.
Yeah.
And
I'm
when
looking forward to
shifts
it.
happen, when we're sending energy, all of that, they're going to literally feel that in the moment.
You said shift happens, right?
Yeah, not
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
Close
Sorry,
enough.
Bill. Yeah, when shift happens. Oh, come on. Have you ever listened to Andrea Perrin
Right.
on the air? I'm like a very clean mouth person compared to our beautiful,
Agreed.
loving, wonderful Andrea.
I agree.
Oh, geez. So, I think if anybody out there, any of our listeners have questions about the shows, feel free to ask now, and we'll try to clarify it. Oh, okay. So Lee popped up here. Lee said she is interested and looking forward to learning since she's a novice to all of this. Sylvia's excited. Rhonda's excited. Jonathan's excited. Who else is on here? Sylvia, Jen, I think.
Yeah.
So, everybody seems to be excited about this. And I know we are. And it's going to be nice to be able to expand what we're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last few years, there's times that, Mary, you and I will have a conversation, or the three of us, and I think, God, I wish we were on the air right now, because everybody needs to hear what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so in the moment, you can't walk away and remember exactly how that went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all spirit led.
It is. I can't wait. It's all been spirit led, because it's just what continuously is being fed, and just going with the flow has led to all of this. So I know it's exactly where it needs to be. And we're going to have the exact information everybody needs for that moment, for the upcoming month, and it'll be a good outlet too, because they'll be able to give, if the listeners want to give us suggestions of what they want to listen to or talk about, or questions that they have, something they want to learn, that's even better, because that gives us more topics, and well, then I get to learn. That's what my favorite part is I like to learn it first, but.
Right.
And I want to say that, Barry's excited too. I want to say, Lee, you're not a novice. You're just reawakening. That's all.
That's right. Just hasn't remembered yet.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited for Lee to remember.
Yeah, she's going to remember. It'll all hit you like a ton of bricks right in the face.
There's an amazing soul in there. And I love Lee. She's awesome. And Barry, you're really funny. Really funny. I got to show you what he said, just because it's Barry and we love him. And notice I didn't even say that out loud. But we're glad you're here, man.
Love you, brother.
Yeah.
Love you.
Now, in doing these shows live, it's going to be every Tuesday, right?
Tuesdays at 3. Yeah.
At 3 p.m. Yeah.
That's Eastern time. So everybody, tune in. Some people might be at work. You can always listen later. That kind of takes part of the fun out of it. But
yeah.
Yeah. Now, how's that going to work? Are we going to replay it someday when?
We're still going to play it on Friday.
Okay.
We'll still upload it, and everybody can still watch it on Friday at 8 p.m.
Okay, cool.
And then we can go on and comment as well.
Mm-hmm.
Our typical Friday night at 8 o'clock, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Nice.
We get 2 times the fun. I can't wait.
Right.
Yeah.
And the lives will be on Mystical Awakenings podcast on YouTube. And probably Facebook, and I don't know.
It'll be Facebook, and there'll be some on TikTok too.
Okay.
Although with Facebook, you never know. You might say one wrong word, and they say, nope, I don't know.
Look, we will keep our fingers crossed that we all stay well behaved.
Right?
Maybe.
Right?
We'll see.
Love thou all too, Barry says. Thank you, Barry. Love to you guys.
Yeah.
So when we do the spiritual topics, that's going to mostly be like me, you, RJ, and a guest sometimes, or Mark sometimes.
Yep. Just a special guest that we pick, because like with Dana too, the gifts that she has. I want to be able to talk about the mediumship and what she actually does, especially to develop it and things like that. Just because there's a lot of people out there. I'll use myself as an example. How many years did I read and would never consider myself a medium? Because I didn't see the pictures and I didn't hear spirit talking to me. So I'm clear cognizant. So it all just comes down. That's why I think I know everything, because I always get my downloads through my crown chakra. And so confusing in life. It really is. But I was talking to somebody one day, and I was like, well, I just wish that, I was a medium like you. And they're like, well, I don't hear spirit. I'm like, you don't? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, I see. I always thought that's what a medium was you had the ability to talk back and forth because you could hear them. So I think there's so many different little pieces of information out there that there's not even novices. I don't consider anybody who's just starting to learn a novice. They're just starting to remember, because you're going to be naturally drawn to what your soul, just follow it. If you do that, you won't go wrong.
Yeah.
But, just like, Deb Cobble, she is perfect for people who are experiencers or are still at that edge where they're almost brave enough to share their story. There's something about Deb too. When you look in her face, you just want to hug her and love her and tell her your story, because she's a safe place. So I want to do topics that aren't necessarily, they're UFO related, but not necessarily regression related. So that the listeners can get more of an involved story of an experience, or that person who's been talking about experiences. I feel like it's a way to get to know all of us more on a personal level and a more emotional level, with a more connection and, a more of a collective shift. But,
and
interesting.
And I think Deb Cobble, as she had these experiences, her abilities have increased since the experiences.
Right.
I mean, not that, she probably could use them a lot more because she has them, but I mean, she may, I don't know, but I see these encounters have increased her abilities.
Yeah,
I
and Deb
personally, I've
will,
seen her abilities just like go through the roof
Right.
this
right,
last year. Just,
Right.
yeah,
just popping out information. I don't even think she realizes how quick she does it.
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, Deb's been also quite a pleasure to watch evolve and bloom because, when we first started doing shows together and stuff, Deb would say, "Oh, I don't have any abilities. I don't." And
Yeah. And then it all comes out that she does.
it just, yeah, it starts coming out, it starts flowing. And sometimes she'll say something that just, it's so spirit driven, so universe driven that it comes out of her mouth. And I get these goosebumps all the way up my spine. It's like, yes, I knew it. I knew it.
And
But
she
she
comes
is
up with
really,
mind-blowing stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's quite amazing. So I agree that, everybody's little, or a big part in all of this is humongous. And it is all about oneness. It is all about bringing it all together and sharing all of it with everybody. Because, like you said earlier, Mary, we didn't come into mediumship or any of our abilities for personal reasons.
Yeah, some of us didn't have options.
Right. But I mean, yeah, I was born into it. I think you were born into it. Dana was born into it. But it's all for a reason, and it's all for sharing. It's for oneness. And, typically when I sit with somebody, I let them know, I don't want you to become dependent on readings because, RJ knows people will say, well, I want to come back in 2 weeks. I want to come back in a month. And I tell them, no, 1 year.
Well,
if it's an emergency, maybe is
6 months.
Yeah, we'll work with that. But no, I want to help you to realize you can do this yourself. I'll work with you. I'll give you the information. You've got it. Yeah. We all have it. You don't need me.
Yeah.
I'm here to, for that confirmation.
Yep, to help open it up.
And I think with all of the shows, the show, but all of the different topics that you're talking about, that's exactly what they are. Given information for people to help themselves, right? We'll help. We're there. I'm not saying we know it all, because we don't. Some of the stuff that comes out, we're learning as it's coming out of our mouth, right?
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, on the Voices of Contact, I try to put this information out there that I've read or heard physically, that I want to give people options on how to, approach this topic. So it's just not nuts and bolts, So I it's okay, man. You can go out there, you can go down these rabbit holes, but there's people out there thinking about this stuff in different ways, and that's okay, because it all ends up in the same place.
Right.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Well, we learned from this show that there were so many different types of experiences. There were some that was really traumatic. There were some where they were learning that they were lifelong experiencers. There were some who are like, yeah, this is just another day in my life, and I'm just going to visit my friends. There was just so many different layers to it, which it shows there's so many different species with, just like humans with different agendas.
Right. Absolutely true.
So the question is, what else is out there that's supernatural that also energetically has a different agenda? And are these agendas conflicting? How many agendas are conflicting? Is that why sometimes we have sun flares and everything is scattered, because there's galactic wars going on that we have no clue? Because there are. There's a constant battle over our souls and who's going to control them. Finally, the ascension's here and the good side's winning.
Right.
So. Yeah, I agree. It's long overdue. So, as far as Earth time goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have a couple of comments that I want to address here. Our dear friend says, I suffered from imposter syndrome. We love you. I think that most of us who do readings or do any kind of this type of work do go through that. I was born into it. I never doubted that I connected, but I doubted that, for years, I doubted that I would be a person that could or should help others, because who do I think I am? And yes, the imposter syndrome is very real. We're with you on that.
But I think too, that's a good thing too, because and on a soul level and emotional level, if you really go through that process of, well, who am I to give other people answers? Who am I to think I have all the right answers?
Mm-hmm.
That gives yourself to the process of going through an actual ego death. Instead of thinking I'm powerful because I can do this, you're training your brain to say, I'm powerful when I help people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not necessarily, for me, I think it's kind of a good thing to an extent. Not
right.
Self-deprivation, but
oh, absolutely. And I think that's why it's a normal step, why most of us go through it. It helps in that whole humbling and self-awareness. And because it's not, if we get into the ego, we're not doing the work right.
It comes from the heart or the womb.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. Yeah. And, it's a divine science. It's not a natural science or a earth science. It's a divine science. Yeah. So
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I want to put up Lee's. So I'm not nuts when I close my eyes and see pictures of my left eye once in a while. No, you're not. They aren't always clear, but there's definitely something there. No, Lee, you are not nuts. You are seeing other realms. I don't know what you're seeing, because we all see in different ways, right, Mary?
Mm-hmm.
We all know things in different ways. But pay attention to that, Lee, because that is how you are supposed to start maybe remembering and becoming who you are, is by owning what you're seeing in your left eye.
You have faith in it, and trust it. And, for other people, it comes in a different form or a different way, but that's your way. So, and trust it, learn it, learn to work with it.
Yep. Everybody has different ways of connecting and bringing the information forward. Mary, I love watching, because she will sit down, a client will sit down across from her, and she'll just sit there and write. And you can tell she's gone.
Yeah.
Mary is not home. She's connecting, and she writes, and then she starts talking, and I see people cry, and I see people, things like that. So that's very unique. Brian, our friend Brian Danhausen, another fantastic medium who will, he sits with you and he pulls out his paintbrush and his canvas and he just starts painting. And he'll paint. And then he talks and you're going, how the hell what?
Yeah. He is amazing.
Yes. And me, I never know what I'm going to do. I sit down and I hold hands, connect, protect, and pray. And then my mouth starts going and I don't know from there what happens.
And see, that's something I always wished that I could do. That's one of the reasons why I always thought that I wasn't a medium, because I didn't do it that way. I write it out. But I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe because I run my mouth too much during the day. Spirit's like, screw this.
Well, but one thing I've learned, every reading, honestly, is different.
Mm-hmm.
because you're dealing with different individuals on both sides. So
That's
I
true.
never know. Sometimes I can physically hear them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can physically see them. Sometimes I can't.
Sometimes they show you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they give me symbols. Sometimes they give me numbers. I never know what to expect. So it's like I erase that slate and let them play. And, I've had clients say, you were my husband for a few minutes. Well, I'm not purposely channeling. I'm not purposely really doing anything, but it happens without intent,
That's so
and I have
cool.
no memory of it. So I guess my whole point is we never know how our ability is going to come out. And they're all different and they're all okay.
And they change.
They do. They
Mhm.
absolutely do.
So I'll give a little example. So when I first got into spirituality, I just so badly wanted to make the pendulum work, right? And I worked on it months and couldn't get it to move. And so finally, with my energy, I was able to start getting answers. And my daughter walks up and says, "Oh, what's this?" I said, "It's a pendulum. Here, it takes a long time to learn how to use it." She moved instantaneously. I took it away from her and made her give it back to me. She wasn't allowed to touch it. But it's just that, somebody's going to work months to develop it and somebody else is going to be just like that.
Mhm. Well, and it could be her connection with that certain stone on that pendulum.
Probably. Oh, brat. I'll never forget that.
So you might have to give it to her.
Could you bring that
Just
one
saying,
up?
yes, I will bring that one up.
Okay.
Can you read that?
Do any of you contact each other's energy bodies to have a conversation or to work on a project, a mission together? Yeah, that happens all the time. Now, sometimes you'll meet somebody and you're on the same frequency. You're vibrating the same way, and
Good question.
And then you connect, and then you say, "Well, I think I've known you forever," but you're on the same level, same frequencies. You and I.
Mhm.
And immediately when we met, we knew we had to start doing projects and missions and everything else
Yeah.
because we were double now, so double but one. But so we felt like, we had to start putting this stuff together, and yeah, that's true. I don't know your name, but yeah.
Jen.
Oh, that's Jen.
I think so. I have a hard time
Okay,
seeing
yeah.
it.
I can't see it.
But I can also say, and I think Mary will agree with me here, Mary and I do it almost damn daily without even trying. Without even trying.
Mhm.
I mean, we come up with this stuff and it's like, how did she know? It happened today. You sent me that thing. And I'm like, how did she know I was looking into that? I mean, I've been looking into it for like 3 or 4 weeks, but I've been so stinking busy that I haven't had time. So you go into it and go, oh, okay, we're doing this. Yes. So we do.
I reached out to her. She's like, I'm like, you want to do this and this? She was like, yeah, I was already planning on it. I'm like, good, we're all set.
Mm-hmm. But that happens so often with you and I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We knew, I think, from the very get-go, there was a connection. And what it takes is a soul connection, and many of us have it. Mary and I had that from the very first time I met her.
And I still think that souls are created in groups, soulmates.
Yep.
And they tend to stick together through lifetime, and somehow find each other again because they're vibrating on the same frequency.
Yeah.
And it's made that's another divine science. It's made that way so that things can accomplish with each group. And
Yep. And they meet when they're supposed to meet, and crazy things like Mary and I go through all the time happen when they're supposed to happen,
right,
and how they're supposed to happen. And it's
a wonderful thing.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then RJ is a good enough guy to let us drag him along with us.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm fortunate to have her let me do something. You know what I'm saying? So
Come on.
Yeah. She's the boss.
She's a
She's the
busy
one.
woman.
Yeah, she's the one doing it. So, yeah, I mean, when I met her again, that's when my DNA woke up again, and I'm happy that it happened for sure. Again,
I'm happy that it happened too.
yeah.
But I do want to announce really quick, not to take away from the show, but tomorrow night at 9:00, RJ and I are filling in for Andrea Perrin and Jeff Turner and doing Soul School. And we'll probably be doing that off and on until Andrea is ready to come back. So
Well,
tune
I
in
was
tomorrow
thinking you
night.
could switch sometimes with her too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Mary and I kind of do that stuff.
Yeah. So,
But tomorrow night is you and I, and we will be talking about soul mission. So everybody tune in. And then afterwards, we have A World Awakening. Both shows right here on KGRA and Andrea's YouTube.
now who you doing that show with?
That is Monique Too Soon is our guest. And Dana Stricker, our one and only Dana, is co-host.
Okay. Nice.
So very excited. Monica and Andrea have quite a relationship, and I can't wait to hear the love that she sends forward for Andrea. It's going to
That'll
be
be
awesome.
a good one.
Yes.
It'll be a really good one.
Yeah. So if people want more information, can they contact you? Should they, how about contact the Sacred Code LLC?
Yep, they can go to the Sacred Code LLC and they could reach out there. Regular Facebook page, Mary Bassett. TikTok, the Sacred Code. They can reach out there. And that's all I have right now. Instagram. You can reach out there, but I can't guarantee you I will find it. I don't go on there very often.
I have an awful time with Instagram. Anything, social media is difficult. Anyways, I can go on and make my post and stuff, but
it takes a bit to get warmed up.
So I want to tell you, I did the numbers on the Sacred Code. And, the soul number is 23, and the mind number is 33, which is a, pretty heavy duty number. And the
are we surprised?
And add them together, you get
you 10.
Yeah. So 23 and 33, you get what do I have here? Sorry, I scribbled over it.
He's got to redo it.
Yeah.
But as soon as he's done with this, I would like you to tell a little bit about the Ascension Con.
Oh,
6.
yeah.
We're 6.
The add them together is a 6. So.
And what day do we go live?
6.
Oh.
And that's actually a very high vibrating.
That is a very high vibration.
It's not it's the sign of the beast or any of that.
No. It's a number to help people. To help people.
Yeah. So the Ascension Con. Let's hear a little bit about that before we.
You know what? That all started. You both heard my story, but it started back in June, and we went to it. It was an event that I've gone to every single year. Love the event, but literally, and this isn't anything against the event because the event people are fabulous, but there was only maybe a handful of people that came in, and I've just been noticing. Every event that I've gone to, it's been like that, where the numbers have dwindled, the energy is dead. And I just started thinking to myself then that, it's because everybody's there vibrationally. We need something of a higher vibration. Everybody's been there and done that. So what's next, right? It needs to mean something. We need to get back to what's important, what the passion is. We didn't get into doing readings because we wanted money. The extra money and the balance is good, but what's the real reason? It's connection and spiritual evolution and getting back to the I am and God source. So that's why it's all dying out. And I think my final draw is I went to an event the beginning of July, and I always do decent at the event, and I'm never like overly busy, and I'm never slow. Friday, it was nothing. Saturday, absolutely nothing. And so I'm sending out messages to the universe. Send me a message if I'm supposed to stop doing these. And then a huge storm came in. The storm wasn't the message. We already knew it was coming. But through that whole process, I had discovered that right before that storm, a lady was coming to get a reading from me. And all of a sudden she dropped and had to be taken away by ambulance.
Wow.
So that was a huge psychic attack on me. And I never experienced anything like that. Sent all the energy back. The next day I was busy all day. But that was the moment I realized I couldn't do that anymore. I was just done. And then all of a sudden, the ideas about the Ascension Con started popping up. And then I put one thing into place and I hear a male voice say, go do this. And then it's just, between you guys and whoever this voice is and all the other support, it's just naturally falling into place. And I'm excited because it's free to the public and it's free to the vendors.
Yeah. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have you on again, and we're just going to talk about the Ascension Con and who's there and what it's all about.
Yeah, because we're like almost out of time.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're
everybody
having fun.
Absolutely. And it's always fun having you on, Mary.
Yeah.
Everybody tune in on January 6th, 3 p.m, and we'll take it from there.
The sacred code will be going.
Thank you, Mary. Yes, we're so excited.
We love you dearly, and
love you guys.
Looking forward to doing this again soon.
Absolutely. Everybody have a fantastic week. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But until we meet again, may all of your awakenings be mystical. Good night, everybody. Love you.